play community. Hopefully everybody will enjoy it and have a very, very good time. Looks like we have Team Horse Riders. Why not? Against the no-name team, because that's lovely, just lovely. You got your first two easy bans out by Horse Riders. You're banning out your Weaver and your OD. Much faster bans than you see in a lot of pro games nowadays. Usually those are not so quick. But either way, let's see. Taking out the Weaver, of course, very strong in lane. Is hugely annoying to go up against when has to do is sit in lane, and it's just so difficult to actually deal with him. You need to send at least 1 or 2 heroes at him usually to deal with him, and all the while he just sits in lane, gets experience, gets that farm that he needs as well. OD getting banned out by Horse Riders as well. Very scary mid. Is a really good counter to pretty much all the other popular intelligence heroes mid. Sometime Invoker, if you're lucky enough to see a game with Invoker in it, because oh my word, are they ever fun to see. But you know, very good against the Pucks, very good against the Queen of Pains as well. On the other side, though, you got your no-name team banning out Lifestealer as well as Batrider. Of course, two of the strongest heroes in the entire game right now, especially in the current meta. Lifestealer is just pretty much the most preferred carry beyond anyone's mind. It's just super strong and pretty much is always picked first if a carry is available. Not to mention Batrider is just so scary, is so good at filling a ton of different roles as well. You can support Batrider if you want to, if you need to, but he can jungle incredibly effectively. He can be a very scary mid against the right opponents. And beyond that, as soon as he hits level 6 and has the farm for a Blink Dagger, almost every single time that ult is off of cooldown, that's a guaranteed kill for the most part. But now Horse Riders has gone for the classic lineup. EO Chaos Knight, very scary, of course. Makes the entire game play just a little bit differently. The no-name team out on the bottom, picking up Nature's Prophet and Rubik. Of course, now Nature's Prophet never safe. I'm not actually sure how I feel about that Nature's Prophet pickup, considering that EO Wisp was picked up before him. You need to realize as Nature's Prophet, one of your biggest strengths is split pushing and having that map control and map awareness that the other team just shouldn't have. But now with EO especially with Chaos Knight as well, as soon as they see his Nature's Prophet TP somewhere, all they have to do is follow that up with a Wisp ult, and that's going to be pretty much a guaranteed kill no matter what, unless this no-name team on the bottom here happens to use Nature's Prophet as a little bit of bait. No-name team also did pick up a Rubik, probably my favorite hero in the entire game. Really fun to play no matter what, stealing all those ults all day long and just using every possible skill imaginable. He is just so enjoyable. Horse Riders now have banned out Nyx and Naga. Naga, of course, has been picked up usually as a support nowadays and can be used really effectively in that regard simply because of her Siren Song. It's just essentially a team fight reset button, and understandably so. EO and Chaos Knight don't actually fare too well against a Naga Siren. As long as she is there in any team fight, as soon as they relocate in, all she has to do is sing, everybody disappears, or they set up for some big plays. So I think a very good ban from Horse Riders right there. No-name team on the bottom now has also banned out Visage and Keeper of the Light. Visage, of course, has been picked up a lot by a lot of pro teams and overall just by a lot of people. If you can micro effectively as Visage, he is just so strong for your team. Not to mention that early burst damage from Soul Assumption can just make or break a lot of lineups. He's just so strong in a lot of aggressive tri-lanes as well. Keeper of the Light now getting banned out as well. Looks like they don't want to have to go up against any sort of counter push, and Timbersaw, of course, along with Nature's Prophet, very good at taking out those waves of creeps if they ever need to. So we might be seeing some sort of a quick push strat from the bottom here. We'll see how it goes though. With Rubik here, he does have a lot of options to steal some big spells though as well. Horse Riders now picking up Invoker. Yes, super excited about that. Just recently started playing him to try to get my little hand and micro skills a little bit better in action. And overall, he's just so enjoyable to watch. There's nothing funner than watching a hero with essentially, I'm pretty sure it's 9 abilities, and that is just terrifying. Vengeful now getting picked up by the no-name team on the bottom here. They're still looking for a carry, it seems like. Vengeful, of course, does provide a little bit of damage, some good sight with his, what is it called, Wave of Terror as well. Recently I heard somebody refer to as Howl. Of course, it's not right. But of course, Vengeful is usually played as a support nowadays, and it looks like Force Nature's Prophet could be the carry if they need be. He can kind of semi-carry. His name is Prophet with an IT, of course. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. Timbersaw can be laned up in the mid and actually does fairly well. Can get pretty hurt by Invoker though as soon as he gets Cold Snap, because then as soon as his reactive arm is almost useless then. Excuse me. Now, interested to see exactly Horse Riders, excuse me, not Horse Riders. Horse Riders are going to pick up. They get the bounty, which, I mean, is just the bane of Rubik's existence. All he has to do is chase around him. Rubik generally does not have much life. He is not a support. He usually goes Earn. Usually happens to go 4 staff, maybe a Blink if you're lucky enough. And as soon as you get Arcanes on Rubik, of course, you start to get a little bit more momentum, and you can kind of go around the map and do whatever you like. But still, Bounty Hunter's so strong at just murdering Rubik in the night. Now you got your no-names banning out Jakiro, just one of the strongest supports as well, and I do mean that in strength gain. Has so much HP, not to mention is just very strong overall in the entire way, and probably not wanting to get burst down by anybody. Horse Riders now does ban out Gyro because it does look like the no-name team at the bottom. We're looking for a pretty strong carry, and Gyro, of course, nobody likes playing against Gyro. Flat Cannon Harass is just so obnoxious sometimes. But now they do get the Kunkka, almost like a melee Gyro in a lot of respects with that Tidebringer. But now pretty interested to see interesting lineup on the bottom here. No hard and fast pure carries. Kunkka, of course, can be running as a carry and most likely will be right here. Would love to see a Venge Spirit carry. Have not seen that in years, honestly. Not since the time of Dota 1. And now a little bit interested to see who Horse Riders are going to pick up. It looks like they need maybe another support, probably a 4 position if we're going by, of course, farm priority. EO, of course, is the king of support. Now very strong, as long as he gets out a not bad ult in every team fight, he's gonna be doing his job. If he gets that ult off and then instantly dies to, say, Timbersaw or Vengeful Spirit, Kunkka, Nature's Prophet, he has done his job. Not to mention, early on, he's fairly good at denying experience to the other team. So let's get over some introductions to these characters I have never met. We've got Foxter now as the Invoker. I'm so happy there's an Invoker. I didn't get to see the last game. I heard it was a hoot. Those 6 rapiers all over the town. Karag as Bounty Hunter is going bot. Looks like he's going to be off-laning as well. The Joker is playing Chaos Knight. He should have his companion, the Cathedralist, as EO. And Pangol is also playing this Lich. And now on Team Radiant, you got Crayon Pop, Love, So Yul. I'm gonna call him Crayon Pop. It's a bit too much of a mouthful, I think. And now it looks like Vengeful Spirit running in, seeing if he can't get some early observer wards down, and maybe hide in this little bit of a crevasse. The Joker looks like he's having some connectivity issues. Not the end of the world. 1800 million. Not sure what it means. Not the end of the world as well. Rubik, Kolomak. Looks like they might both be hiding in here, trying to set up an early gank. Of course, this little area right here, if you can run in and hide pretty effectively, of course, nobody is going to be able to see you, especially not coming down. And that is going to be with this early stun. And if Rubik is joining the party, this could be some really cool early First Bloods we see going on. Of course, now we also have Sabi, who looks like he's going to be going mid against, I thought, an Invoker, but looks like they're giving the safe lane Invoker up top to himself, to Foxter now. Kunkka, easy, doing the top as well, but I didn't finish the introductions. I should have. Not sure what's on my mind, but that's fine, just fine. You got Sabi now as Timbersaw. You got Kolomak playing the Rubik. Crayon Pop is playing Vengeful. You got Easy apostrophe as Kunkka, and then bot finishing up the lineup is 433 as Nature's Prophet. And it looks like he's going jungle build. Or no, it looks like it's going to be lane. Of course, he has the regen. Usually don't need that at all. And now the Joker and Cathedralist are looking to see if maybe they can't get a rune for one and maybe catch somebody out. He has his stun, of course. It only has a maximum stun of 2 seconds. And they just must be shaking in their boots right now, these two. Completely and utterly scared. It looks like Cathedralist and the Joker might be going mid, but I mean, that is a odd lane to be in, I must admit. And now they're trying to get that block off. Timbersaw is here, and he will be a little bit susceptible to maybe harass, but as long as he gets that first level in reactive armor, he should be fine, just fine. And now I'll bring up the last hits and denies tab, as that's kind of the most important one early on in the game, to really see exactly how the team is going. He opts to get this Whirling Death early, and there they are. They both have stuns. They haven't popped it yet. Going after the Cathedralist. They do not stack them well. Whirling Death, though, Cathedralist just happens to tether out, and that's fine, just fine. Does cancel the regen, however, and that does put them a little bit ahead, this no-name team. Sabi now getting harassed a little bit. They realize he does not have reactive armor. The regen will not provide anything for him. Bounty, of course, Karag is going up against 4-3 bot. Not too much going on down there. Easy is doing fine up top. He will not have to deal with too much harass for a little while longer until Pangle has Frost Nova, or Frost Blast, I should say. Crystal Nova is actually what Crystal has. And it looks like Sabi is just going to be soaking up the experience. A little bit of tryhardiness, you'd think, coming from this Radiant team. Usually you do not see these two roamers all day long, but now denying this camp as well, really trying to make sure that this top lane does not get too much farm or too much experience. And Pangle doing his very best to make sure that Easy does not have the time of his life. Easy actually looks like he got an early torrent instead of Tidebringer. Pretty uncharacteristic of a Kunkka, honestly, when it comes right down to it. You usually see them get it all the time. Chaos Knight is doing fine, though. Foxter being caught out a little bit. Can he get a good body block? Gets the torrent. They do stack the stuns pretty well. Foxter will fall. There is the first blood by them. ESP 4-3-3 jumps in just to see if he can't do a little bit of extra help. Just guaranteeing that kill. Karak now will have a good time bot. He is fine, just fine. Easy now getting a little bit of harass whenever he can. It looks like people might be going around trying to get a little bit harass going on Sabi, but with this reactive armor, it's not going to be very good. They're going to have to just wait their time until they can get a good reality rift into a Chaos Bolt, and that will be the end of Sabi. But of course, Timbersaw is just so scary for his burst. As long as he gets the experience, he can just be so frustrating to lane against. And as soon as he hits 6, it's almost impossible to keep up with him with that Whirling Death costing only 75 mana. It looks like the 4 are stalking top. They want to go for another kill here. They don't want to let Foxter actually get anything for his troubles. Cathedralist is mid here. He's going to deny this or take it and see if he can't get a little bit more mana up. He does indeed. Stuns him, but doesn't get anything out of it. Might have wanted to blow these spirits a little bit more, and it looks like Karag is doing fine, but has all the farm he ever wants, and he's getting up to 14-4, and that is none too bad. Foxter, with all this pressure top and the constant Tidebringer harass, he is getting pushed back a little bit in the farm category. His last hits are not doing too well. I'm sure he wants more, opting not to get the early Quas skill, so he can't cold snap here. He's going kind of a greedy build so far, and you always have Kolomak here. He's got a little bit of experience. He's up to level 2, but he is always waiting in the wings, trying to guarantee those kills if he ever can. And with this dual stun, telekinesis, and magic missile, not to mention a torrent follow-up. Foxter now slightly out of position. There's the stun. The torrent does miss. Foxter realizing that it would go there. He's still gonna fall though. He might be trying to buy stuff in the last second. Can't quite get it. Looked like he might have gotten Gloves of Haste just there as well. A little bit of a dive, maybe going down for Cathedralist as well as the Joker mid, but of course to no avail, as Sabi with this reactive armor and Timber Chain is just gonna be so hard to take down this early on in the game. Pangle now looks like he is stacking. It looks like this rune actually, or not rune, this ward did not hit the mark here. You actually need to place it right into this little cubby right here, which, can I actually draw it? Okay, I can do that. Can I draw on the map? Oh, I can. I couldn't do that before. You can't do that when you're simply a spectator in an old game. You can't draw on the map simply like, oh my god, with the water effects? This is just stunning. Karak now has his poor man shield up. He is getting quite a bit of farm, and he is almost 6, and as soon as this bounty hits 6, things get quite a bit more interesting for the horse team up here. The Joker, though, does have a lot of farm going for himself as well. Foxter now has, because he has not gotten this cold snap, he cannot effectively harass this Kunkka pretty much at all. Opting to get this flame strike, you usually, or the sun strike I should say, there, now he has Quas. EO, though, has been picked off by these 2 stunners up here, and I'm sorry I missed that, everybody. It's not the end of the world. Oh wait, EO didn't get picked off. My bad, it's Nature's Prophet. God, what am I doing? Ouch, just ouch. My casting, oh, so sorry everybody. But now, of course, these stacked creeps really denying as much experience and gold to this Kunkka as they can, and giving a little bit more to Foxter. It looks now like Karag does have track available pretty much whenever he wants it. Does track 433, and it's not going to be doing too much. I mean, it's hard to lane against his Nature's Prophet. You can't really do too much. If you ever do get within range of him, all he has to do is run away and Sprout, or Sprout himself, and simply TP away. Can be a little bit difficult. Bounty Hunter does have a very good way to stop that, of course, with Shuriken Toss as well as track, so it still gives him the vision. So I mean, he's probably got an advantage here. If he was harassing 433 down a little bit more, he might be in. Oh, and I just barely catch the tail end of that. Pangle is still very, very scared, though they do not have telekinesis available yet. And 433 does not quite hit the mark with his ult. Now Pangle just getting out of vision range, did not get Nature's Prophet ulted either. Karag now is running around. He did TP up here to see if he couldn't get a kill. Does not have enough to do a track and Shadow Walk kind of combo into anything. If he had gotten one on easy, it might have gone a little differently. But now these supports just pumping up this Kunkka in easy a little bit more, guaranteeing that he does not fall stupidly easily to this Bounty Hunter, who now does indeed have phase boots. And with 30 last hits, he is leading the pack in this game. Sabby, though, has picked up a bottle and opted to get the invisibility rune, and popping it as well, just getting a little bit more regen as well. Does not use it to kill anybody, not too effectively. And now Karag actually runs the entire length of the map just to get down here. You'd think he would have gotten a TP and maybe gone back, or tried to set up a little bit of a gank going on, but I mean, an early lead, it looks like, for this no-name team with Kunkka. Just so scary, this tri-lane top. 3 stuns, effectively, with a slow added on to the tail end of it because of Torrent. That is just absolutely terrifying to lane against. And now, with Sabby being level 8, and having Shuriken Toss, or Chakram, he is so scary. Pretty much all the time. As long as he has enough for a full combo, he is quite scary indeed. And if we look at this early gold graph, actually look at this ridiculous fluctuation. It looks like a screw was put in place. Oh my word. As far as experience goes, though, Horse Team is leading it. They are around for more, not even for more kills. They're just finding their experience wherever they can. I think a lot of that is probably Karag, who has just been farming bot all day long. Foxter now being very cautious, has 3 quass up, wants that little bit of regen to get his life back up to full, and he must realize that there are 3 here just hunting him, just waiting for him to make a mistake. And with absolutely no points in Wex, he cannot do a damn thing. Pangle now is here as well with Karag. It looks like they might try to get a little bit of a kill on 433, but seeing as how I'm sure the Radiant team can't see anybody on the entire Dire team, 433 must suspect a gank coming up, especially up against this Bounty Hunter. And now he's popping into here, into the secret little cubby hole, and it looks like the Joker being completely out of position now. He should be realizing that nobody is around. The Joker will fall here, I suspect. There's no way for him to get out. Does get a stun off. Or no, does not get a stun off. Tries to reality rift his way home, but can't do it as well. Easy now is just having the time of his life against Foxer. Pretty evenly leveled, though, despite the fact that Easy has had mostly a solo lane at the very beginning. And now it looks like the Cathedral, as well as Pangle, are here trying to stop this tower from getting taken too much damage. Sabby has not picked up any boots yet, does not need them, has Timber Chain level 2, can move wherever he wants. Pangle just gets hurt so much by that early chakram throwing. And if we look at the last hits and all that, Bounty is top. It looks like the Sunstrike does not hit. Bounty is running after him, just needs one more Janata hit to get him. The Torrent does miss now. They do pop a sentry down, trying to stop this Karag from getting too much farm. Foxter now is running his little heart away. He does not have an Invoke available, has gotten that early Wex, though, and that Howl is not enough. I shouldn't say Howl, that Wave of Terror is not enough. Foxter continually running. Karag is here as well. Might be trying to body block, should have been indeed, but it's not doing it. And now in pops the Joker as well as the Cathedralist, and this might just turn the tides for this fight. Not too many track kills going on, though. Has not been tracking people, doesn't have the mana for it, but it doesn't find, and now these two will be porting right back to the mid. Sabby now looks like he wants to get this Arcane Boots really badly. Doesn't quite have the money yet, but that's a-okay. And now with those few golds, if we look at the difference in gold, there's that huge swing for a Horse. They came out way on top from those couple of fights up there. And still, I mean, it looks huge, the swing, but it's only 1,000 ahead. It's been a very, very even fight so far. Bounty now does pick up a Medallion of Courage, of course. Very, very good for killing those supports early. Not to mention the possibility of taking an earlier Roche because of it. Minus armor on Roche is, of course, so strong. 433 now completely caught out. He still has Shuriken available. If he ever tries to TP away, it doesn't look like he's gonna get away, though, especially with this Medallion, of course, as well. And you'd think that Shuriken toss might be a oh, look at this. Easy. Popping his phase boots and just trying to juke out Foxter. A little bit of juke action going up top. Foxter can't seem to find him. Crayon is here as well, and now Easy actually does get away. Foxter can't find him to save his life. Oh, my word. Savvy is going around. Looks like he's rotating top to see if he couldn't get and maybe kill Foxter now, and he's still looking for him. Pangol's joined the search too. It's like an egg hunt, and they just can't seem to find this Kunkka. Karag is here as well. I don't think that the Radiant team actually has too much detection going on. I did see a sentry plop down not too long ago. They do have a smoke available to themselves, but beyond that, not too much detection at all. Frag should be having pretty much a field day in this game. Nobody's trying to detect him. It looks like he might want to port top, defend this tower, get some easy kills on this Vanch, who of course has such low health at the moment. But instead we have 433 popping top, using a TP actually, but now in pops the Wisp and CK, trying to go after this Kunkka with a Sunstrike as well. Almost a guaranteed kill, can't quite get it. There it is as well. Oh, Sabi, you poor timber chaining bastard. Stack over there, can't do a damn thing about it. Will Crayon get away? It looks like he won't at all. Foxter is there as well, Sabi as well. Looks like he's going after Craig. One more timber chain will do it. Does not have any mana available to them. Evens, Arcane Boots is down as well. Foxter now happen to try to get away. He does not have an invoke. He can't quite get away. Cold snapping. Sabi run out of breath. And he's running away. He can't quite get away. And then with one more Shackle Toss, does not quite hit Foxter. Pangol is here as well. Sabi will fall. Can't get it. And 3 running away with less than 100 health. So sad to be the Radiant team right now. Looks like Rubik is running around. Seeing if he can't get an easy Fade Bolt kill against any of these. If he can hit one of them, he might be able to get it. Does indeed get the Lich. Foxter does not quite fall. He had too much health going on, but now it looks like with that nice track going off, have just enough mana to do that. Does not want to die, but they get it, and it's a track kill. Not only that, it's a track kill for the Joker. And it looks like Timbersaw might have fallen to somebody else. I'm not sure who it was. Kunkka did predict a pretty nice torrent just there, killing Bounty Hunter as well. So sad to be Karag, but that is a-okay. I think Horse still coming out massively on top in those fights with all those track kills as well. So scary, but overall still a very, very good and even game. If we look at the net worth, of course Bounty Hunter is up top, getting many track kills, and CK is not actually where you want him to be. He's only sitting at 3,300 gold. The mid Timber, who was up actually against 2 people, has just on par. It's just on par in the net worth category, and that's not exactly where you want to be. Not to mention that Timber works pretty well without too much farm. You do want that Bloodstone, but CK really needs that farm as well. He does not even have a drum set. Sunstrike now going down. There's that ult. It's gonna hit Kolomak. They are just barely getting away, leaving Timber to die. Crayon pop. Heart so yo, looks like he's getting caught out. The body blocks can't quite get it though. They want to tether him as well. Joker's running up. They do have a stun. He's not getting away. 4 seconds, guaranteed death as well. Giving it to CK. And Kyrak was there. Now he gets his revenge on Kunkka, just, you know, getting those medallion hits. Looks like he's going for an Orchid, which I actually quite like, of course. An Orchid so strong. 433 completely out of position, not knowing. I have no idea what he was doing there. Looks like he's just giving feed to these 4 heroes. And I think it was actually a track gold as well. No, it might not have been. But all the while, you have Foxter up top here, farming his little heart out, seeing what he can't get, and his last hits are climbing to be almost on par with a Nature's Prophet. And I don't think actually Nature's Prophet has not hit a Midas yet, opting not to get one. Looks like in this game. A lot of the time you see these greedy Invoker builds with getting lots and lots of Exhort and you go Midas, but oddly enough, Foxter is opting not to go for Exhort. 4 Quast, usually you see that, and it's more of a standard as you get those 2 Forge Spirits, which can be so strong early game. But you have now Sabi throwing out those chakras, just trying to harass a little bit with these 3 heroes mid. Can be a little difficult to actually push this tower, of course, even against one Timbersaw. He is just so resilient with his reactive armor, not to mention this chakram. But all the while, you have Karag down bot, just farming his little heart out, getting those last hits. Janata, of course, making that very easy for himself. Looks like Sabi now is actually opting to get the headdress. I believe, what does the headdress go into? Let's see. Headdress, do you go into? You do indeed get into pipe as well as mechanism. Interested to see if he's going to be going pipe or mechanism. You would think at this moment he'd be going pipe. Looks like 433 getting caught out again. Of course, there was a relocate used here as well, and that's fine. And just kind of guaranteeing that kill. Even without the relocate, there was a Lich and an Invoker up here with Cold Snap as well as Frost Blast available. I don't think 433 had a chance. Might have been able to sprout his way out as well as a TP, but overall, looks like he's just completely out of position. Not doing too well at the moment. Sabi is now pushing bot along with this Easy and this Kolamak as well. No detection though from this side of the team. Of course, you have Karag now here looking like he might want to try and get a little bit of a support kill here. Kolamak, of course, so susceptible to that. Has popped, gotten overcharge. The weirdest use of a smoke I've ever seen. Possibly a misclick. All 5 are here. 433 has joined in, and now a fake poured in as well. Looks like nobody actually went there. Bounty Hunter is here as well. Must be scouting around, seeing if anybody has a dust available to them. And of course, he must be seeing that nobody does, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for almost an instant kill sort of harass on Kolamak. Invoker now having Foxer a little bit of connection problems. Not the end of the world. Is instantly back in the game so quick. It's not like when you see pro games and they're out for 5, 6, sometimes even 7 minutes, and it can just get a little worrisome. Of course, gives casters like myself a little bit of downtime to just wax intellectual about item choices. But this top or bottom tower will fall, it seems. A reinforce. Was it available or did they pop it? Was not available. They did pop it. Karag now did become visible, but of course so much burst from this Radiant team made him really wanting to go home and just pack up his bags. Foster now has killed this tower top, and it looks like they also get the mid tower. That's 2-for-1 trade, and I don't know if the Radiant team really likes that trade at all. With those 2 towers down, it'll be interesting to see exactly how the gold is swinging. It is going back into Horse's favor. There was a little bit of a dip just then for the Radiant team, but overall, the Horse seemed to be commanding this game just a little bit. The Joker now has gotten his Drum of Endurance, has gotten his Helm of Iron Will as well. Going to be working towards that armlet pretty soon. And of course, CK very strong with armlet, lets you armlet toggle, get away from things. Unless they have a huge amount of burst and you play quite well, you can have a really good time. Of course, Timbersaw is just amazing at destroying armlet users, so it's not the greatest thing. But if you toggle armlet on and actually get an illusion rune, or you pop your ult as CK, Phantasm, your illusions will actually get that plus strength without any of the negative effects of the armlet. They won't lose any health. There'll be no health degeneration, like I said, but they will get that plus strength, which of course for illusions you want stats, so that is a very good pickup for CK, and not everybody knows that about it. And now it looks like a little bit of pressure going on mid. You got Crayon as well as Sabi as well as 433 going mid, and maybe just trying to keep this creep line in their favor as well. Foxy is up top, but now, like I said, there's that disconnection for a little bit of time. It looks like more than a simple disconnect. Maybe if I'm just gonna guess here, Dota might have closed itself, but now he's having a terrible time getting back in. But let's take this moment to talk about item choices. Like I just mentioned, Invoker actually has opted to get Power Treads. Usually you see phase boots on Invoker, of course, and it really gives him that mobility to get around in team fights, not to mention get away from stuff. But it looks like this Invoker is opting to almost go a sort of exhort for another 10 minutes. Let's be honest. Awards are interesting. They're pretty cool, but not why we watch this game. We watch it for not a monochrome screen. We watch it for, you know, some nice vibrant colors, some action, some team fights. And boom, Pangle says go. Took his damn time to get back, but here we go again. And I'm glad he's sorry. I'm really Glad he's sorry. Easy now. Look, now it used to be 3. At least I thought it was. It is indeed 4, maybe even 5, and it looks like they want to push this as well. Are there ults up? Phantasm is down, of course. You do have relocate available, which doesn't mean anything. Lich's ult is up, and all he needs to do is toss it. And I'm sure this Radiant team will flee for their very lives. You do have boat available, of course, because it is such a low cooldown. They do not even have swap up because he can't. He's only level 5. He's so underleveled. He must feel like he's not doing anything in this game. And this is what happens when you have these 2 roamers. Your 2 supports roaming, trying to gank pretty much all day long. They end up with so little experience that they actually can't do too much in the mid game. They have a very, very hard time. Of course, you do have Timbersaw here, who actually opts to get a mechanism as well. Interested to see what this buckler will be. Perhaps he's just going to leave it as a buckler. Very, very odd indeed. Karag now is running in. Do they have any vision? They still don't have any sort of dust. A sentry now on Cole. As well, will he pop it down? Dies before he can. 4-2-3 getting killed as well. They did swing around, getting those easy pickoffs. The Joker is here doing so much damage. Swaps out in the last minute as well. But an ult now is popping around for them. Easy getting hurt. He is doing a huge amount of damage though. Sabby really doing well to hold his own here. Does Lich does fall now. Foxer trying to get him when he can. Gets 4-staffed out. And ouch, a very, very good altercation for Horse right now. A 1 for 4, not to mention one of your supports. You get your mid, you get your carry from the Radiant team, and I believe you get actually everybody except 4-3-3, unless he bought back. Which he did indeed. You actually, it was probably 5 for 1 there, and overall, just very, very much in Horse's favor. That'll swing that gold graph, and the experience gets even more into their favor. Not to mention that at least a couple of those were track kills. And now you got Cathedralist pairing up with Foxter. Does have Cold Snap available, opting still not to get Quas to level 4. Does not care about dual Forge Spirits whatsoever. Of course, Sunstrike is so strong when you have a Bounty Hunter going on, as well as the ability to relocate around. And it looks now like 4-3-3 gonna get picked off again. All he needs to do is get this track on him. Sits around waiting for that Sunstrike just to hit him, as if he knew he wanted it. He wanted to get that lovely tan going for himself. And he just waited around, made sure he died, and really fed Horse. Joker now has picked up his armlet of Mordigian. Nobody ever says the last word because it is so stupid hard to say. Gets a 3-second on him. Of course, Torrent is juiced. Well, it looks like it was some good bait on him though, and the X marks the spot. Will go down, will not hit with this boat. Sabi is running after him, can't get him though with this haste rune. It's just so difficult, and now it looks like this bottom tower will fall for them as well. 4-2-3 not doing a great time in this to split push, and just can't really. Whenever he goes, Cathedralist, it has the opportunity to relocate into him with pretty much any of his teammates at the moment. Can kill him. Maybe not Lich, but Karag will absolutely murder him. The Joker will absolutely destroy the Nature's Prophet if he ever sees him. And even Foxter is just hitting so hard at the moment. Looks like in preparation of getting level 13. Will he get level 4 Quas? He has opted to get Forward Spirits now. And there, in preparation, invoke the Forward Spirit. Also has Cold Snap. Can be so scary now. And Venge now, if he's not careful, this will almost be a guaranteed kill with this Force Staff, no less. All he needs to do is sick him on him, get the Cold Snap off, and Venge will definitely fall. There's nothing he can do here. Can maybe swap somebody around. It's not going to be enough, though, and he's definitely falling. With these Forward Spirits, of course, so strong, especially early on, not only for the huge amount of damage they can do this early on, but for the minus armor that their melting strikes do. As soon as you get maybe 2 or 3 on a normal hero, they can have a really rough time. Torrent now falling on Foxter. He is here with Shadowblade, getting a good amount of harass on him, but Karag is here as well, does medallion him, and with all that negative armor, not to mention these melting strikes, he is just going to be doing so much physical damage to everybody. And now things going exactly Horse's way. Every kill is a track kill. Every sort of Nature's Prophet kill they could get, they do get. Calimac now getting completely and utterly destroyed by Joker, as well as his Cathedralist companion. Might want to pop this Urn Charge on himself, get himself up to full health, not to mention heal the Joker like mad. Could tank this tower really well, and there it is. Cathedralist also did pick up some nice mana boosts early on. That'll pretty much give Joker infinite mana all day long, and of course, they do have Phantasm available if they wanted to push this even more, but they don't. And they're just gonna retreat back, probably take that easy tower, and they must realize they're so far ahead, and that the Radiant team is just opting not to get pretty much any sort of detection at all. They don't have any smoke. They only have sentries on Rubik, but Kolomak is dying before he can ever even put them down. And now it looks like the Horse really going for this easy roach for them. Melting Strikes actually do not minus the armor of Roshan, but with this medallion, it's going to fall so quickly. You have Pangle here just checking things out, making sure that no funny business is going to happen with a Shadow-Bladed Kunkka, and all he has to do is ult him, and boom, there it is. Let's see how many it hits. Will it do its job? It is doing a huge amount of damage to everybody. Sabi cannot get around. Every single hit lands. All 3 die. There's nothing they can do. Easy D1, saying the GG already. They can't even contest the Roche. There's the easy GG, and with that, the Radiant Ancient should be fallen. There it is. Kablam! Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Briefcase, bringing you my tryout game for the Eat, Sleep, Play tournament. And league, in fact. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully it's fun. I'll talk to you guys in like 4 seconds.